Hey guys, I'm Coco. Today I wanted to share with you a couple of advanced tips for RimWorld. Over the years I've created more than 1,000 RimWorld videos, and now that RimWorld has finally been officially released, I felt it was appropriate to share with the community what I have learned. If you feel like advanced tips are not for you, don't worry. I also have beginner and intermediate videos coming up soon. So let's jump right in. Okay, first thing I wanted to talk about was shot percentages. So let's draft one of our colonists. Let's say Hermione over here. And let's say if you press B to attack, then hover the guy that you actually want to attack. As you can see over here, let's pause so he's still. So 50% chance to actually hit him. Why? My shooter skill is pretty good. We have a solid weapon that on this distance actually gives us that amount of shooting percentage. You can always check how that works to see accuracy on close, short, medium and long. Over here it's not the most accurate weapon. The worse it actually is the quality, the worse its accuracy. The same for if it's damaged, the accuracy will go down. So over here, if you wanted to shoot him, that's how it would work. Let's draft our other colonist over here. Let's put Has over here just to showcase some more shot percentages. So over here, if you stand there, it's only 16% chance to shoot, correct? Why? There's cover, there's sandbag that also stops some of the shots, so less chances to shoot, right? So what you want to do always when you construct your kill box is to have your guys standing behind cover over here. Let's actually try that one as well. Has go there, Hermione over here. So let's see, if I point at you now, it's only 13%. You see, wall actually stops 75% of the shots over here, so the chance actually is really small. So when your guys are here and everyone is running over here where there's no actual cover in here that they could use, you know, the chances to hit them are much better than their chances to hit us. The next thing I want to talk about is crafting radius. Same goes for cooking over here, so let's actually use cooking. For that purpose, I'm gonna rename the stockpile zone into fridge that we can use. So if you click on your stove, that's what we're using right now. You can also click on any other crafting table like this one over here, but let's use this one. So sometimes your people will just go all over the goddamn map to pick up, I don't know, 5 berries to cook, right? So there's one thing you can do. You can use this ingredient radius to bring it down. Actually, let's zoom out a bit more so you'll be able to see this better. So I can increase it to be huge, to be unlimited, or I can decrease it down. So your guys will only look for food in this small radius. So that's one thing I can do. Or I can say, hey, whenever you're cooking, just go look into the fridge zone. Go look in the fridge. If there's food in over here, you can cook with that. If there's not, don't cook. Wait for other haulers to actually bring back stuff more efficiently than you would if you were just running for 5 berries out there. Next thing is movement and work speed limitations. Now if you don't know, actual light and dark affect how your guys can actually do their tasks. So Hess over here, let's look, it's in complete darkness, 0% darkness, so her mining is actually slower. Now if there was light over here, the mining would be actually faster. Same goes for moving. If you're walking in the light, you will move faster than if you walk in the dark, right? Same goes for temperatures. Like if you have bad temperature in here, like 30 plus degrees, not good. If your crafting bench is outdoors, there's going to be a work speed penalty. If your workbench is in a cold environment, there's also going to be a work speed penalty. So always pay attention to that. Heat your crafting rooms, give your people some light so they can work, and it's a good idea to actually get some light going on your main walkways while most of your colonists actually walk and maybe deliver some of the goods from growing areas. Like for me, over here, walking over here, there's gonna be a lot of people walking down here, right? Grabbing these things. So it's a good idea to actually have this up there in light so they're not as slow. You know, it's not such a big difference, but every small thing actually helps. Sometimes there's plenty of very useful things growing out there on the map, and it's kind of annoying to follow them all just to cut them all separately. Something like this ambrosia sprout that happened over here. So it's out here, you know it's gonna take a long while before it actually grows, and you're probably gonna forget about it, right? When it's actually done. So what you can do is actually go over here, create a growing zone that's gonna envelop all of this stuff, and then in this growing zone you just disallow sowing. You don't need to set anything over here, just disallow sowing. What that's gonna do is your people are actually gonna come over here and they're gonna cut any plants that are mature. So whenever these things are gonna be mature, they're gonna cut them. Same thing goes for, hey, I'm in a huge forest area and there's a bunch of trees in this zone. I'm gonna create this zone over here, disallow sowing, and my people will automatically go and cut those trees, and when they are cut, they're just gonna leave behind. So the trees can then replant themselves, and whenever they will be grown again, your people will actually go back and collect them. There's some animals that go boom when you hunt them in RimWorld. So, talking about boomalopes and boom rats. Well, their leather is pretty useful, but how can you hunt them when they all go boom and fire, right? So what you can do is wait for rain right now. There's rainy thunderstorm. You grab all of your colonists and you send them out there, and you select the first big group of boomalopes, and you say, hey, boomalopes, this is my day, this is my time. We gonna shoot you. Let's actually bring these bad boys out here. Of course, they might not be too terribly happy to be hunted, but if they go boom, you can just wait for the fire to die in rain. Same here. Look at that. We got 2 of these. We didn't need to do anything. My people can now just wait and pick them up when they're ready. Perfect, isn't it? Now, if boomalope hunting isn't exactly your thing, there's actually another thing you can do. You can always tame them, right? You say, why would I tame them? Well, as you can see over here, this boomalope, male boomalope, has milk fullness of 100%. Let's see. Our other boomalope has a 73. Now, Lumi over here, who can actually deal with animals, correct, Lumi? Yes. She can go over here and milk boom. And guess what's gonna happen? Wait for it. Let's speed things up a bit. Shall we? Boom! Chem fuel! Indeed, you can actually milk boomalopes to get chem fuel out of them. They'll say, Coco, why would I want chem fuel? Well, you can always go into power and create chem fuel generators. Now, one boomalope is gonna produce enough of this stuff to actually fuel your generators for quite a while. I think each of these can actually power roughly 2 generators, I think. I've not checked that in a while, but it used to be like that one of these boomalopes can actually fire 2 of these, make enough of this stuff to keep them going, which is beautiful. Big fires can sometimes be a problem, and your colonists just don't know actually how to properly prioritize it, correct? They get themselves trapped and they are screwed. So what you can always do is actually do drafted firefighting. So I put this guy over here, he's gonna fight these fires over here. Put you over here, you can put out all of these 3 fires. I can put you over here, and I can put you here, let's say. And when you have them drafted, they're not gonna move, but they're gonna put out all the fires around them. They're gonna work on that until they're done, then you can reconnect them. Sure, you can let them do it, like this fire is not actually big enough that it would need something like that, but sometimes maybe one of your guys would be trapped behind here, downed because of a raid, and you would need to get to him fast. But your colonists, well, let's say they're gonna start working on this fire over here. They're gonna try to actually put out fire in the potato area. Well, that's not the best, right? You want your colonists safe, not the potatoes. I mean, potatoes are fine and all good, but in the end, you're not gonna miss potatoes too much. You're gonna miss your friend way more. So that's what you can do. You can always tell them to draft and fight the fires wherever you want to. Now for next study, we have our volunteers Hermione and Hess again. Now I want to talk about shield belts. They're excellent protection from fire, and by fire I mean someone shooting at you. Now they do have a weakness, EMP. So Hermione over here has EMP grenades. Now usually, sometimes you get a big melee group of attackers coming at you, and they all have their shields, right? They will overwhelm this, because all of these things and a couple of your colonies shooting at them, it's not going to be enough to deplete them fast enough to be able to kill them. So what you can do is use these EMP grenades, throw at them. Let's see, are you gonna hit? Boom! See, 1 EMP grenade did not hurt them, but it did deplete the whole goddamn shield in 1 hit. So what other colonists, now if you have one of these throwing grenades maybe from this side or something, you know, or maybe from here throwing grenades, It depletes all their shields instantaneously, and then your people can actually shoot. Now, I would say maybe have a door over here. When they're in here, you put that colonist over here, throw a grenade, move back in. They're done with their shields, or at least most of them, and then your shooters from here can actually kill them. Next thing I want to talk about is prisoners resistance and social skill training. Now, you can get some prisoners in that you actually don't want to recruit. Let's say this Ryan over here, we never want him. There's his resistance thingy. Sure, you're gonna have to feed him while he's there, but what you can do is just reduce his resistance to 0, have your main social person train their social skill, you know, especially if they're passionate for it. Whenever they go to talk to them to try to reduce their resistance, they will gain some skill. You can bring them down to 0, and then, well, you can release them if you want some positive reputation from whatever faction he belongs to. You can execute him, make him into kibble and hats, or you can maybe just keep him around. Whenever you need a lung or two, you can always harvest that from him and install into some other colonists. But basically what I'm trying to say is, you can use the reduced resistance even though you don't need that colonist or you don't need that guy. Maybe he's terrible at everything. You can just use him around to train your guy's social skills and then maybe get an organ or two from them. Now, the last thing on my list is the efficiency of ground penetrating scanner. Now, this is some next level technology, correct? You can use this to see wherever there's ore beneath it. So whenever it's powered, it's gonna show you, hey, there's ore there. But whenever it's powered, it takes 800 watts of your energy, and it's pretty greedy. You don't need it to running all the time. So what I'd say you do, turn it on, grab orders, grab some planning tools, and then select, hey, there's ore there. Let's say there is ore over here. There's ore over here. There's ore over here. You can do that while paused, right? You don't need to actually have the game running, so you can save all the power. You can only maybe need that 800 watts for a second. So you can select, hey, there is ores over there, and then you just tell, hey, boys, go turn it off. We don't need it anymore. Samuel, go switch that, flick that switch or something. And you will still know, hey, there's ores there. Sure, it might not look beautiful, but at least you will know what you have, and you don't need to spend 800 watts for that. Of course, that is if you can't really afford the power loss, and sometimes you can't, sometimes you can, you know, whatever floats your boat. But I would say use that, because power can be quite useful, especially if you're using plenty of turrets, because maybe at some point you're gonna have a very prolonged fight and you're gonna run out of all of the power. So that's some 800 watts that you could save. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Don't forget, there's 2 more tips videos coming soon, so make sure to check them out. And if you enjoy Let's Plays, there's always at least one new RimWorld video on my channel every day, plus multiple other videos from a variety of games. Let me know your thoughts on the video in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, Koko out.